Hello world, it is the one and only Latasha Moore, and guess what? We're back for another segment of 21 Days to Love You. Okay, day 15, y'all, day 15. So let's jump right into it. Day 15 is titled, Are You Living or Are You Existing? Okay, are you living or are you existing? So, of course, y'all know I like to do a recap. Let's go over all the chapters and see how we got to day 15. Number 1, what is your name? Number 2, what does your real news feed look like? Your real life, okay? Number 3, makeup. Number 4, a false sense of reality. Number 5, stop trying so hard. Number 6, nope, number 6 is not unplug. Number 6 is purity. Number 7 is unplug. Okay. Number 8 is the ultimate power surge. Number 9 is don't believe the lies that you were told. Come on here. Come on here. Okay. Number 9 is don't believe the lies that you were told. Number 10 is identify your value. Number 11 is grow up. Number 12, day 12, prioritize. Day 13, goals. Day 14, salvation. And day 15, which is today, are you living or are you existing? Ooh, that's something to think about. And I'm proud of us for showing up every day. This is day 15. We have 6 days to go. And remember, as I said in the previous video, the end of the 21 days is not the end of the journey, but it's the beginning. It is the beginning of you moving forward, you being a better version of yourself and being who God created you to be. Have you tried Jesus? He's all right. Have you tried Jesus? He's all right. All right, let's jump into it. That was yesterday. So, are you living or existing? Think about it. Are you alive or are you just present? This has to be one of the most important questions that you will ask yourself. Consider this. When you wake up in the morning, what motivates you to set your alarm clock, rise out of the bed? If you're not able to answer that question, then this chapter was especially written for you. I had come to a point in my life, in my 31 years of living, I was 31 when I wrote the book, that although I'm beyond blessed and happy and glad to be in the land of the living, I realized that I wasn't really living at all. When I turned 30, I hit a turning point in my life, as most people do. And despite all of my accomplishments, I was just merely existing. So I'm going to explain that for a moment. When I turned 30, it was a milestone birthday. I was grateful. I was like, thank you, Jesus. You allowed me to see 30 years on this earth. And I know there's much more that you have for me to do. And I thought about what I had accomplished. I'm like, okay, you have a degree. You went to Ohio University. You have a bachelor's. You went for a master's. You're blessed with good jobs. You have a good job right now. And I started thinking about what I hadn't accomplished. And I started thinking about bad decision making. And I started thinking about me going through my routine and daily routine. And I realized that although I was blessed, I wasn't really living. I was just going through the motions with a routine that I had become accustomed to. For example, getting up, going to work, and I was going to school at the time. In 2015 and 14, I was going for my master's. So I had gotten into a routine of just getting up, going to work, studying at night, going to school, going to church on Sundays, and that was it. I was just existing. I wasn't really alive. I was just going through the same old routine. And it hit me one day like, you're not really living. You don't travel, you're not going anywhere. You don't really have a social life. You're just going through the mundane. And I realized that when I realized I wasn't really living, I realized I hadn't discovered my purpose and who God created me to be at that time. And I knew I was a woman of God. I knew I grew up in the church, and these earrings just won't cooperate tonight, but it's all right. I knew I grew up in the church. I love the Lord with all my heart. And I was like, okay, so what else is there for me to do? But I had to realize I had to embrace who God created me to be. I had to embrace and accept that God created me to be a leader and not a follower. That's a part of my stop trying so hard to be part of everybody's clique and gang and all of that. I had to learn that when you discover your purpose and the reason that you were born, that's when you begin living. I had to intentionally start really being present in the moment. You know, sometimes, like, for example, you could, we'll say church, because that's my life, you be in church, but your mind is somewhere else. You're in service, but you're not really hearing the message. You are thinking about dinner. You're thinking about the kids going back to school the next day. You're thinking about you have to go to work and all the other responsibilities and the cares of life that, you know, we come across every day. And that was an example of, that's an example of you just existing. You're not really living. When you're living, you are present in every single moment or every single facet of your life. You are really present. You are really listening. You're not just hearing the word. Say, if you're at church, you're not just really hearing the word, but you're really listening and taking it in and digesting the message that's being conveyed. That's living. Living is not being on your phone all the time. Living is going outside to get a breath of fresh air. A lot of us are teleworking right now, so I find myself going outside just to get a breath of fresh air. Living is being present in conversations when you speak with someone and you're not just listening to them for them to hurry up and shut up. You're actually hearing what they're saying and you're engaging in conversation with someone and you're not playing on your phone while you're talking to somebody. Living is being present in the moment. If you are going out to eat with someone, it is just courteous and common courtesy to actually engage with the party that you're with. Everybody shouldn't have their heads down and looking at their phone and playing games and stuff. You should actually be talking to the person that you are at dinner with and engaging in a meaningful conversation. That's living. Existing is just getting up. You have no plan for your life. You're just going to work and going home, and that's all you ever do. You're just merely existing. And I realized I had fallen into a bad routine of just existing. I did the same thing all the time. And of course, there's that saying right now out there that if you want different results, of course, you have to change up your routine. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. You can't. And I heard that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So I'm going to stop there, but I know that I've given you something to think about. My goal and point of posting and doing the segments is to begin the necessary conversation. And my book is a conversation starter. 21 Days to Love You. I really just wanted to spark conversation amongst teenagers, amongst young adults. Are you living? Are you really alive? Are you really living? Or are you just existing and just passing through life? We talked about goals as well. What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? Are you just going through the motions and you don't have anything to look forward to when you retire from work? Are you just planning to just die one day? Like, no. You have so much more to live for. And I said in a previous video that if you take nothing else from these videos, I want you to live. I want to save somebody's life. I want you to know that your life is worth living. No matter what circumstance that you're going through right now, no matter what your reality, your real news feed looks like, you deserve to live. I want to save somebody's life. And that is my main goal and purpose for posting is I want to start the necessary conversation and open the door to a conversation that may not have been started. You deserve to live. You deserve to have a good life. And if that's not your reality right now, work on changing it. Start setting some goals. Change your environment. Change your friends. if they mean you no good, and do what's going to help you be a better individual overall. If you want to go back to school, go back to school. There's all type of money out there for school. If you want to start a business, a legitimate business, find resources. There's a ton of resources on starting a business. But do something. Do something. Stop just existing. You deserve to live. You deserve to live. And I promise you, if you don't take anything else from these videos, take this. I deserve to live. I deserve to live. I'm alive. I'm well. God created me for a reason. I may not understand my purpose right now, but I'm going to discover it. I'm going to find it. And I'm going to live. I am going to live. So I'm going to stop there. I am going longer and longer because I'm getting more comfortable with being in front of the camera. And for some reason, my earrings won't let me be great tonight. So, they won't let me be great. I thought I was doing something with my little hoops, but it's okay. It's all right. Let me go ahead and, of course, share my little plug. Again, my target audience is teenagers, young adults, but, of course, 21 Days to Love You. You can find it on Amazon.com or iTunes.com for that instant digital download. Ask yourself the question today, am I living or am I just existing? And if you're just existing, you got to find a reason to live because you deserve to live. God bless you. I love you. Thank you for showing up. And we are going to keep moving forward. And even after I finish the 21-day segment, I'm going to continue posting positive, inspirational messages to help you know that your life is worth living and there's more to life than what you are experiencing right now. So to all my teenagers, young adults, millennials, zillennials, to all of us, you can make it. Don't give up. Life is worth living. You're still here post-pandemic. Think about that. All right. Take care. God bless. Until next time, this has been another segment of 21 Days to Love You. Peace. See you. Bye-bye. Have a good night.